Morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Got some coffee and we got a lot of stuff to do today. Let's get on and let's get talking about it. So today is a very busy one. The next couple days are going to be very busy, so we're just going on today's vlog. I just wanted to address something. So a good, I don't know him personally, but a very supportive dude on here, Jim Hiscott. Hi Scott, I always butcher last names, but basically he's just like got a very rough time going on. So he's been a huge supporter of not only my channel but lots of others on here. He's an older guy in the scene, and he's had, you know, his life's worth, and he just likes seeing progression in other people's builds. But he's been building a very cool Honda Civic, and if you guys watched the video, he sent me a manifold to try and modify to fit his specific setup. But the guy has got late stage, I want to say cancer. I'm trying to read the message right now. But he's got 2 tumors that were found, and then he said that Real Street is putting together a fundraiser, and there's going to be a video for that, and he is roughly 9 months to a year. So I don't know, like I'm not good at processing emotion for stuff like that, because it's hard. I don't know. I just, whatever. I can't put it into words, but I can't imagine that mindset and trying to get this stuff done while, you know, overgoing all this health issues trying to build a car. So if you guys, I will try and have him send me the link to whatever it is. I will have it in the top comment on this video, and if you guys would like to go support in any means, basically his thing right now is just trying to get this car done to be able to have something to showcase for himself before, you know, the Lord takes him home. If you guys want to help support that at all, then, you know, you can contact him, or you can hit that link if I can supply one in the comments. But let's get to the dealership. Let's get to work. Dude, I feel like I'm getting so old. I just got to the shop. I just sat down, had some breakfast really quick on the, you know, in the lobby on the couch. Just stood up, freaking hip just about popped out of place. It felt like, now I got like a sharp pain in it. Hurts to walk. But anyway, welcome to the shop. This behind me right here, this would be, you know, an FK Type R. We've all seen one. They're all fancy, cool, make spoo noises, you know. It is what it is. But this one in particular happens to be a buddy of mine. And, you know, he's a really good guy, but he's not very much mechanically inclined, and he tried to, you know, do some work himself. He was supposed to bring this car to me yesterday to do some lowering springs. Dude, my freaking hip. And if it, you know, looks like it's missing some pieces, it's because it's missing some pieces. So basically, he also bought, you know, he's already got a bunch of PRL stuff on here, so he was trying to go ahead and, you know, see if he could do the PRL, I think, downpipe and at least intercooler and stuff. Turns out that, you know, he realized that, you know, doing mechanical stuff is kind of challenging. So he didn't know how to put it back together, and he broke a stud, so that's the other issue. So now he has towed it here to me, and we're going to finish putting this thing back together. So before I can start doing anything, I gotta get this nut extracted. So you can see, the stud extracted. I put the nut on it right now, but this is the one that we're trying to get. The only issue is it is not long enough for me to double nut on. So I gotta weld this thing on really quick, and then should be able to back it out that way. But if not, then it's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna go ahead, roll the welder over here, try and weld this thing on really quick. Alright, so just tried MIG welding a stud on, or a nut onto the stud. Turns out it didn't work because these studs happen to be stainless steel. So this thing just, you know, twisted right off. So I'm going to roll the TIG welder over here. We're going to try and take a new nut on there. Hopefully that works. Not so fortunate luck. She kept breaking. I went through 4 different nuts, and the nuts were welding. You know, I was TIGging it using the right filler metal, but this thing's just really in there. So unfortunately, the turbo does have to come off. I'll have to run it to a machine shop and have them yank that out. So it comes off pretty quick. You know, we'll just have the oil lines, the water lines, and then just these 4 bolts right here, and we'll pop this whole thing off because he's already got, you know, the rest of it off. So should make quick work of that. And then, yeah, unfortunately, this thing won't be going home today. But at least, you know, we give it our best efforts. But, you know, sometimes stuff happens and you don't win them all. But I was texting a few other guys, and apparently this is an extremely common problem with these things. When people are trying to do their downpipes, they're having these studs be snapping. So not too sure what's up with that, especially with their, you know, I don't know what grade bolt they are, but you'd think being stainless they'd be pretty beefy or something. But I think we just proved otherwise. Ended up finding a little shortcut with taking the turbo out. Turns out that these things, you know, were conveniently V-banded together in the middle. So I was able to pull this thing out, and now we can take it to the machine shop and get it fixed. But
I am so proud.
yeah, so it's almost like Honda foresaw, like it was that whole Apple, you know, kind of mentality of create a problem, sell a solution. They created a problem of selling you pretty shitty studs, and their solution was, you know, at least it's easy to take out. To fix it. But the other issue, though, is that the studs themselves are special order, which I guess we can call Honda, and we can order those so that way they're here by tomorrow or Monday, and then we can just put a new stud in it. Yeah, now that that's out, we can, you know, kind of at least put things back a little bit, and we're still going to do the intercooler and charge piping since that only took a few minutes to pull out. So let's move on to that. All right, so this isn't a laughing matter, so I just handle, you know, trauma in a certain way, but I just happened to be sitting here because I was just inspecting this. And, you know, take this gasket off really quick. And it turns out that it's a good thing we did pull this off. You haven't had any overboosting issues, have you?
No, not at all.
No codes or nothing?
No.
So it turns out I can't get the light in there, so you guys can... I'll try and take a photo on my phone and post on the video right here. But his exducer, or his exhaust housing here is cracked, so it's hidden under the shadows. But right here, there's a good-sized crack coming up to the wastegate port. I don't know how that would have happened other than, you know, just heat. This is definitely a stainless housing because, I mean, that's how I found out these bolts were stainless is because magnets don't stick. So, I mean, maybe it, I don't know. I've never heard of that, but I don't, you know, mess with Type R's often. So, I'm going to do a little bit of reading and see what we can do about that. So, we're still trying to search around. We may have found one, but I found out the reason I wasn't able to weld this. I thought it was stainless this whole time. Turns out it's actually Inconel. I've never actually welded Inconel before. I've never even touched it until that stuff. So I don't have Inconel filler rod. I don't think you can buy it locally because even my titanium filler rod I had to special order. So in the meantime, he may have a connection right now. He's on the phone with them. And in the meantime, again, I'm going to start putting this stuff together. But we may be able to have this thing fixed today. So right now, I just took the strut bar off. We got to take the battery out of the way because this charge pipe here is being blocked by the battery. Not too long later, got all the charge pipe hooked up, battery back in, The only side that was really giving me trouble was that hose down there, and that's only really because the turbo is not sitting exactly where it should be, since, you know, the rest of it's in the car. And yeah, it's kind of sitting funky while we're waiting on the exhaust housing to get here, but it's all bolted in. PRL did a really nice job, honestly, with this cold side pipe over here. They got like the MAF adapter or whatever that is back there, and then they also, you know, they added the little provisions for bolting it up with the factory brackets, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, PRL intercooler, you know, looks nice and snazzy, and fits up super nice, so zero complaints. But now I think it's about time we get these springs done, because while we're waiting on the exhaust piece to show up, I can't really touch, you know, the piping that comes up overhead, so it won't take long. So the springs are in. It did drop it a little bit, enough to where I had to use the jack to get this thing off, but now it's time to get this thing out, because we got to get the Supra in here. Oh, you missed your chance, bud.
Yeah, still turning?
Yeah, no, you're too late now.
You're too late. Let's push it forward a little bit, guys. Yeah. All right, right. Okay,
yeah, now crank it all the way.
Yep.
All the way.
Come on, soldier boy.
Keep going. More.
Is it maxed out?
Keep going. Keep going. You're maxed out now? Okay.
All right, so now this is somebody I never thought I'd really meet, because this is somebody a little bit, I don't want to say like overhyped, but out of my league. So if you guys, I mean, you think you're a little guy, I'm the tiny guy. So this is Ryan. If you don't know who he is, he actually, Efren knew him long before I did, because he signed his dash.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Again, okay. So let me preface this. He asked me to sign his dash, and I was like, dude, you sure you want me to sign your dash, bro? Like, I am small fry. We're literally vlog inception right now. It's just like vlog on vlog, but
I think we have the same camera.
Same camera, yeah, I think so. That's
sick.
I mean, great minds think alike. That's what they say.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. I mean, I heard about you online. A couple guys hit me up. I was looking for some work, and they recommended you, and I was like, well, shit.
Which is wild to me, because he said 3 people responded, and so basically, to preface this is in hindsight one of Dustin Williams' good friends, and if you don't know who Dustin Williams is, then I mean, you're missing out.
Probably living under a rock.
Yeah, I mean, true, the dude, you know, he's living every true JDM boy's dream, living half the year in Japan, R34 GTR, you know, shop in SoCal, you know, living the American YouTuber dream.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so that's how I found out about Ryan here. And yeah, you have an R32 GTR.
So yeah, I have a 32 GTR. I have an FD RX-7, and then I just recently bought this as my daily driver. So it's a 2021 A90 2.0. I know, oh my God, 2.0 4-cylinder. Yeah. But it's a daily driver, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've obviously done a bunch of stuff at the red Graham lights.
I don't think the camera's gonna show it too well, but it's like a good wine red, like, I don't know, it's very pretty. But
what was weird to me is, like, I looked at it and I love red, and I was like, these have like a purple tint to them, like it's actually, they really do, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I found these off a guy actually local that had them on his Supra, and then I just did the carbon fiber duckbill.
Yeah, I see that. That looks really clean.
Yeah, it looks super clean. I wanted something kind of.
Yeah, it's subtle, but it adds just enough flair to the rear.
Yeah, exactly. And then I went absolutely crazy with the exhaust we're about to put on this thing. So
yeah, you guys will see that here in a minute. We're gonna get it pulled in and you know, racked up, and we'll have some fun with it. Good? Yep. All right. So this is gonna be a before clip really quick for you guys, and yeah, this has, you know, the valves, the factory valves in it, so it's gonna sound way different when it's done. But yeah, it's gonna be cool.
All right, ready?
Yep.
All right, this is valves closed, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, so with the valves, you get the burble. straight a bit. And then now hard left. Now straight. Keep it straight towards me a little bit.
That can be a fucking nightmare.
Can you put like a better like exhaust hanger?
It's not the hanger
It's
that
not the
breaks.
hanger. So the welds are super thin on these.
Yeah, so
And-
it's fusion welded. There's
Yeah.
no filler, which is good for production. They can knock it out really fast, but
It looks good.
yeah, it's just the heat and vibration eventually kills it. But
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, if you're not on it or ripping on it all the time, they're good. Dude. It's just. And then this is so what I was telling you. So the defouler is built in there.
okay.
And then if you look, you can
Oh,
see the
yeah.
pinhole. Yeah, so it's like
That's-
built into it.
So who makes this one?
So there's a guy out in California called Kinji Garage.
Okay.
And it's kind of like his own company. So he obviously sells like other downpipes or whatever.
Right.
But this is kind of the one that he works with. And I'm like, dude, a catless with a defouler built in. Like normally you have to get the extenders and all that
Right.
crap. Blasted myself in the face.
Yeah,
dude.
so
I
who
mean,
says these things aren't good for dailies? I mean, you just fit all of that in there?
Yeah, and like here's the thing, dude. Like, so I had a BRZ. I had a 15 BRZ, Blue Series. Awesome, cool car. But it has a fake back seat. That takes up all your room. With this, there is no fake back seat, so you have more trunk space.
Oh, yeah.
So like, dude, you can get a ton of stuff in this trunk. I'm
Yeah.
actually surprised at how much you can get in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little sportier than the 15 BRZ. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Looks a little bit better. I mean, the BRZs aren't bad looking.
No, it's a cool car. Like, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, it's a cool car. It just, it's not this.
Yeah, no. It's not a Supra.
No, it's exactly, yeah.
All right, so kind of letting it air out because obviously it's pretty hot in here. It's just got done driving. So unhooking the air-fuel ratio sensor. This thing's pretty easy though. I mean, normally I've messed with a few BMWs and that's kind of what this is in a box. But the connectors are usually pretty funky, but they made this one actually pretty straightforward. So you just follow the wire up, unhooked it from here. They got this weird little plastic connector. Yeah, you just use a little baby screwdriver to get that open. And yeah, now we got this unhooked. I'm gonna let that cool off a little bit more because it is a bit spicy, but it's just a 1 V-band. So it's like a 13 mil right down there. Not that you guys can see it, but take my word for it. And then we'll drop this thing down and then, unhook it from the rest of the exhaust and fill it up with all that new shiny stuff.
I'm tempted to just, because I don't need it. Yeah, let me see that.
Oh, that's just now.
Got it. Holy shit. Told you.
Got that nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, just like, I've got it here in the middle.
Just lift it up a bit so I can.
You got it?
Yeah, you got it.
You got it, Chris?
I got it.
Yeah.
Alright, which way are we going?
Let's go this way and just, we're doing
Yeah.
like, just kind of
Kick it out way back
Watch the
there.
cameras.
All right, well, this guy's off. A lot of clamps, so 2 bolts there, 2 bolts there, a bolt there, a sensor there for the valves, and then we got these funky V-bands and a bolt there.
sound like.
And this downpipe bracket's gonna be a pain. There's like just weird bolts everywhere. So we're gonna pull that down. I'll show you. All right. Oh. Okay. Now that's a huge. This is worth some money. Everything's off. So the problem, you see, this is a joint, like a V-band style. Tomei here is slip joint. Obviously, those do not go together. But despite my girlfriend having different views on it, hoarding parts sometimes comes in handy. So I found this expanded joint for one of my exhaust kits, where it's meant to be slip joint, so you can DIY your own exhaust, something like that. But this expanded joint fits perfectly inside this Tomei because it's like a 3.15 inch, bigger than 3 inch basically. But with the expansion, perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead. Essentially, we're chopping it off here at the weld and just adding this just right there, and then it should fit all up pretty nice. Ryan's working on putting the back section up since that's just some bolts. But yeah, I'm gonna go do some tigging and
I'm no princess. I actually help out.
yeah, he's not just a pretty face in the shop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, got her all welded and purged up. She's ready to go, so they got that section just about wrapped up. And then once this cools off here in a moment, we can go ahead and put it up, and we can hear how she freaking rips.
Oh, it's gonna rip. Just go ahead and blow the whole car up right now.
You got brake cleaner?
I got brake clean.
He's like got a bunch of, I got bottles.
Dude, if you guys don't know, if you put an exhaust in your car and you don't wipe down the fingerprints afterwards,
Yeah.
you're not doing it right.
Especially if it's titanium. Stainless does it too, but titanium is worse.
Yes.
So the camera probably won't show up. Kind of does. There's smears on here, so those are fingerprints. So
Yeah.
when this heat cycles through, all of that's gonna be noticeable. Like FBI could get your DNA off of that.
Yeah,
after
and it's whack,
Like-
dude. You don't mess with that, dude.
Yeah, so you wipe it with like acetone or
wipe
brake
it
clean
with
and
acetone.
stuff. I just ran out of acetone this morning, so like
Yeah,
we can go to Walmart, but that's across the street.
brake cleaner
but-
works.
Yeah.
I just realized that I could just pull them apart like this.
Yeah, you know.
I was gonna ask. I just thought you would figure it out.
Dude, it's been a long day for me too, dude. Like it's been a fucking day and a half. I can't believe I just did that.
All right, so it's been a little bit more than about 20 minutes, like I think I said something about earlier. So
That might be my fault, ladies and gentlemen.
so we basically had to modify the downpipe a little bit more. Nothing super extraneous, but enough to where it was tedious. But it is done. So we're just finally hooking it all back up right now. Yeah, it's just tight in there, so I gotta plug it back up there. But yeah, we're a few seconds away from finally hearing how this thing starts. Hearing how this thing starts.
So just so you guys know, that is how delirious we are with this, because like you should have seen us. We looked like we were cross-eyed the whole time.
My arms are like swollen and ashy. From, like
He's pretty
rubbing.
yoked right now, dude.
with some brake.
All right,
I'm
so
trying to get on this guy's level.
So all we got to do now is clamps and then the spring guys.
All right, we're good. Getting ready to cold start. Let's go.
Holy shit, dude! My neighbors are gonna be so pissed, dude.
That thing's so loud. Bon voyage.
Bon voyage! Thank you again. You get the YouTube clip of me driving.
Yeah. So it is going on a little after 9:30 at night. Just got the Mini Cooper done, new pads up front and a full flush, and now we're back trying to put the Type R back together. So I'm gonna have to call it a night. We're almost by the time this is done, I'm gonna be 13, almost 14 hours in for the day. So I'm gonna just put the turbo back on so that way he can at least drive it home tonight. I did the rear springs. You saw me do that. The fronts, we're just gonna have to do it in a couple days, because that's gonna take at least probably an hour and a half and maybe 2 hours, maybe even a little bit longer if we run into issues. So I'm just going to wrap this video up because it's been long enough and it's been fun. I can't thank Ryan enough for, coming out. And if any of you guys that are watching the video are the ones that recommended me to him, can't thank you enough, because he was saying he had quite a few people send my name out there, and that just means the world to me. It is the coolest thing ever knowing I have locals like that, or whoever else follows him that knows about me, shouting me out to him. So that's it. Just thank you. Thank you very much. Ryan, you're kick-ass. Love the cars. And I can't wait to hang out some more. Anyways, guys, I am going to end it here, though. If you did enjoy it, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, hopefully by now you've considered subscribing. If you want to help support the channel even further, if you ever feel so inclined to, I do have affiliate links with Vivid Racing and Amazon. So you click those links, buy something. It helps throw a few bucks my way, and we can do stuff with my cars eventually. But anyways, guys, do what you love. Forget about the rest. Thanks for spending a few minutes out of your day with me. See you in the next one. Peace out.